I'm Helen from Milton Keynes Fit Body Bootcamp, and in this coaching video we're going to talk about how to get up early and train when you're struggling. It is an issue for a few people. We've seen a few comments in the group. So what we've done is we've put together some tips for you to help you get up early and train.
Start the day with a bang.
So we put this into 3 different sections to help you out, and the first one is you need to find your why and your motivation. You're not going to get up early unless you're motivated to do so, and it's not going to happen unless you understand why it's important to do so now and not tomorrow and not the next day. Tomorrow never comes, so first of all you need to understand your goal and understand the why it's important to be able to motivate yourself to get up to exercise. So think about what will happen if you don't do it. If you continue not to get up and train, what pain will that cause you? The pain of staying the same, or pain of even maybe gaining weight? So think to yourself about that. Understand your motivation, your why you're actually doing it, and that will help you put all the other steps into place to be able to get up in the morning and get to boot camp. Also, think about the time as well. If you don't do it in the morning, can you feasibly do it in the evening? And are you actually going to be able to get a workout in any other time? So, you know, time sensitive, that's my time to train, so I've got to make sure that I actually get up and do it, you know. Also, you're going to have a better day. If you get up early and get your training in, it releases endorphins, it wakes us up, it makes us more productive, you know, rather than kind of crawling into work at 9 AM needing a coffee to get going. You're actually raring to go because you've just done an awesome metabolic workout. And you're going to be more productive as well, so you're going to get all other things done. So think about all of these things as your why and your motivation, and put them at the forefront of your mind when you're following the next step, which Helen is going to go through now.
I will. So the next step, to make it nice and easy, when you're getting up at 5 AM, it's never easy, is it? Let's face it. Even if you're the most vigilant morning person there is and you love getting up in the morning, it can still be hard when the clocks change, when the mornings get dark and cold, and you know, your bed can be way more enticing. So make it easy on yourself and make sure you are prepared. So first thing, make sure that your clothes are already laid out the night before. There's nothing worse than fumbling around in the dark, trying not to wake up your other half because you know they get to lay in. So make sure, yeah, Neil's looking at me thinking, you don't do this. So make sure that your gym clothes are laid out and ready to go. I sometimes hang mine over the banister so that I know that I can just get up, leave the room, and Neil can stay snoozing in bed. So yeah, be prepared, get your clothes out. What does that say? Can't read Neil's writing.
It says, make sure you have your car keys ready.
Yes, there's nothing worse than wanting to leave at 5:30 in the morning and you can't find your car keys. So have a car key spot so that you can grab and go.
But don't have it near the door. One of my friends is a police officer, and he was telling me the other day about people fishing through letterboxes for car keys. And a lot of cars that were stolen overnight were actually people poking things through your letterbox and hooking them off the wall. So
we tried to do that once. Not
yeah, because we're car thieves,
else.
aren't we? Yeah.
We locked ourselves out of our own house and tried to get our car keys with like a big curtain rod that we had in the garage. It didn't work. We wouldn't be very good car thieves.
Anyway,
I can't read your writing again.
That says
breakfast prepared?
Yeah, so
yes.
It basically says have everything laid out for you.
Yeah,
your clothes, your keys, a coffee already laid out, ready to go.
Ready and ready to go.
So you can literally just get up, turn the alarm clock off, and you know that you're not going to be stressing about, oh, I need to find this or I need to find that, because the more obstacles you have in your way at 5:30 in the morning, the less likely you are to overcome them and actually get to boot camp. So make sure you prepare.
Exactly. That's everything. Be prepared.
Yeah, well, it's not everything, is it?
Well, no, it's everything of be prepared.
Everything of be prepared. So the third section in our notes is actually making it happen. Okay, now this I think is another key one. So if you've done the first 2, you've reaffirmed your goals, you understand why you're doing it in the first place, you're going to be motivated to then be prepared. And if you're then prepared, these are the tips that are going to help make it actually happen. So you're not going to do all the other steps and then just lay in bed anyway. So the first one is go to bed at a decent time. If you're still awake at midnight, it's going to be very hard to get up at 5:30 sustainably. You know, you maybe do it once and then be very tired and not do it the next day. So have a regular bedtime of around 10 o'clock, 10:30, certainly before 11. You know, you want to be aiming for at least 6 to 8 hours sleep a night if you can. 6 really is an absolute minimum for health. Set your alarm. Make sure that it's not snoozed, because snooze is something we all like to do.
No.
But, well,
I find it makes me feel worse. If I snooze my alarm, then it makes it... You don't actually get back to sleep properly because you know you've still got to get up. You're just delaying the inevitable, and then you're making it more of a panic for when you actually do get up.
Yeah. So you should never snooze. You should... Alarm goes up and you're out of bed. One thing that I always used to do when I had to be up every single morning really, really early, and I used to work really, really late as well, was I put my alarm clock on the other side of the room. So it would go up and I would physically have to get out of bed to turn it off. And it was probably the most annoying alarm clock in the world. In fact, when I got together with Helen, she made me throw it away. It was like that siren in Lost. It was like, nah, 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 and it was very loud. It would wake everyone up in the street. But I needed it at the time. So set your alarm, and maybe put it on the other side of the room so you actually physically have to.
And when your alarm goes off, don't think about it. Just sit up and get out of bed.
And
so that's the hardest bit. Once you're up, you're up.
Yeah, and once you've done this for a few days in a row, you start actually waking up before your alarm and turning off your alarm before you even need it. So it then becomes part of your routine. So the first 3 days really, I think, gets you into this rhythm. So don't do it one day and not the next. Do it for 3 days in a row, and you'll find now that it's easy. Once you're getting there and you've done all these steps for a few days, it's actually not even an issue. You've set that routine, and now you do it. And you'll be the one that's bouncing through the door going, yeah, I don't see what the problem is. I don't see why people can't, train early in the morning and stuff. But it's doing these things that will help you set that routine, set that goal, and get it done. The fourth section that we put is some general tips that we notice that people do struggle with.
Just things that are a benefit of getting up early.
Yeah. The first one that we wanted to talk about was seasonal affective disorder. Now, it is a big thing. Not a lot of people talk about things like depression and seasonal affective disorder, but it does affect more people than you realise. And you'll know someone, possibly without even realising it, who is severely maybe affected by things like this. Seasonal affective disorder is basically when the weather kind of changes and different things start to happen, we start to feel a bit down. There's actually a day called Blue Monday, which comes up in January, which isn't a nice day, but it's got the highest rate of suicides and crazy things like that.
Let's move on from that.
Let's move on. But essentially, one of the main things that helps people with depression, and specifically seasonal affective disorder, when the weather changes and the light is darker in the morning, is actually getting up and moving and exercising. So by creating endorphins in the bloodstream and getting going, you're going to offset yourself from, as much as you can from things like depression and kind of the blues and not feeling so good. So there's a lot of benefits other than your fitness and fat loss results. There's actually psychological, mood enhancing benefits from this as well, which are equally important because everything is about balance.
Yes, start the way in a positive way, and that will carry on through right to the end of the day.
And also, a lot of people say that, oh, but Neil, I do go to bed at 10 o'clock, but I just struggle to sleep. I'm tossing and turning all night, and I'm still awake at 3, and then the thought of having to get up at that time in the morning it's just not going to happen. So sleep is a big factor. It's where we recover. It's where we kind of recharge. So here are a few tips that will help you get to sleep. Now, the first tip is not to take sleeping tablets, things like Nitol and the chemically kind of enhanced sleep. It's not good for you. Makes you feel drowsy, makes you feel lethargic, and you can become dependent on it. It's better to help your body. Do you want to go and sort him out?
Yeah.
Actually, we'll
No, carry on.
We'll leave it for a second.
He'll be alright. He's crying because he's finished eating his peanut butter.
Yeah, it's Helen's dad you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, don't take sleeping tablets. If you do really struggle, first of all, cut out caffeine after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Switch your brain off as well late in the evening. So
There's a switch just back behind your right ear.
Yeah, mine's very rarely turned on. But make sure you switch it off. So things like phones, TVs, try not to bombard yourself so you can actually naturally aid your sleep by winding down. Avoid alcohol.
Also, if you have got up and worked out that day, then you're more likely to sleep better.
Mm-hmm.
If you've had a hard workout during the day, then your body will need sleep and you'll get to sleep a lot easier. So even more benefit to get up, get training.
So drink lots of water, avoid alcohol, avoid caffeine. Turn your brain off by not stimulating it so much in the evening. If all that fails, there are a few supplements that will naturally help you sleep. There's one particularly called melatonin, which aids the natural sleep cycle. 3 milligram tablets of that 20 minutes before bed is all you would need. And also another one that works pretty well is something called ZMA, zinc and magnesium and vitamin B6, which helps your body again produce natural sleep hormones. Word of warning with the ZMA, it does give you freakish nightmares.
I don't need that.
No. So guys, hopefully this video has given you a few tips that you can implement to get yourself to boot camp. And remember, if you get to boot camp often, you get really, really good results. So implement all of these. Let me know what you think of this video and keep your questions coming in. And we'll see you in the next video when this beard has gone. So say goodbye to the beard, say goodbye to me, say goodbye to Helen, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.